We've gone through the winter, the gardeners look bleak, and as it wakes up and we get these pops of beautiful colour come into the garden, let me just show you some of my favourites. This is Prunus accolade. Now as the blossom is coming out, see the little leaves are now coming through, so the blossom will fade, but this tree will not be inanimate as the beautiful juvenile leaves come out to be a blush of green. And behind me just here, now, if you think to yourself during autumn, there's one shrub in this position that looks great with burnt orange foliage during the autumn months and burgundy colours. But this is what it looks like in spring. It's Viburnum, carlesii, Aurora, and oh, the fragrance is heavenly. Lovely little tight pink buds opening out to these little florets. And a whole cluster hasn't fully opened, but it is almost a ball. And this whole area, you get that gorgeous fragrance. And if you plant for spring, it gives you so much so early. Now have a look at the little fritillarias down here. Their common name is snake's head fritillarias because they look like little snake's heads, don't they, almost? And the outer pattern on the petal looks reptilian, almost scale-like. Well, there's a little white one there as well. How beautiful. And you plant these as bulbs during the autumn and they come up in the spring. You get that colour with it. There's Pulmonarias in colour. This is a lovely plant. Look at the foliage of this particular variety here. It's got splashes of lime green with dark. The flowers change colour with age, so you've got blues and you've got pinks. Whereas this Pulmonaria here, look at the foliage on this one, completely different. All little spots. But again, the flowers, 2 or 3 different colours on the same time. And Pulmonarias are great. They're slightly hairy leaves, so the slugs don't like them, and they'll tolerate a semi-shaded area, which this is, to bring a great deal of spring colours. Now I've got Hellebores coming out into colour here. Look at the beautiful crest within that one. There's a lot of different ones. Over here there's Hellebores, this ballard seedling coming out into flower. And behind that, or just above it here, this is Magnolia stellata, the star-shaped magnolia. They're not all tulip cup shapes. Some of them are star-shaped, and this is a real beauty. And early rhododendrons are out. Look at the colour here. This is a lovely one at the back as well. This is wine and roses. It's almost a sign of hope just before the flower opens. And a big favourite of mine, this one's blue diamond. I remember it's one of the first rhododendrons I learnt, this one, and yellow hammer, that comes out early. A lot of the other rhododendrons, of course, are still very tight in bud. And as things like, well, most of the daffodils are fading, by no means is the colour fading in gardens, because it's erupting. It's not just about flowers. Look at this one here. This is Pieris Forest flame. Gorgeous plant. The younger foliage comes up like flicks of flames above the old. Then it turns to pink, turns to yellow, and then to green. And there's a massive amount of these little bell-like, almost lily of the valley type flowers, which the bees love. And it's evergreen, again, a sheltered position in the garden, and it grows well. Now, this here is the Ceanothus, a Californian lilac. That's going to be out in flower shortly. It's a lovely time of year. And just down here, we have some Brunnera. Now, I think this was Brunnera Jack Frost, as you can see some of it here, and I think some of the growth here. This one's reverted back to green, and it looks just like forget-me-nots, but it flowers slightly better than forget-me-not, slightly longer. Again, it's got a slightly hairy leaf, so it's not much liked by slugs, clump forming, but when that's in the garden, that'll be giving you this beautiful blue, dainty-like flower right the way through the season. And at the back here, probably the biggest single beauty is the Camellia. Now, I've already done Camellia as plant profile, so please check my other videos on YouTube to idea. And this particular one here is Camellia williamsii donation, one of the big favourites. Back in the 18th century, these were collected from Japan and China and brought into some of the aristocracy's greenhouse as a sign of wealth and authority. But now you can grow them in your own home and garden. Beautiful evergreen foliage as a backdrop. Prefers morning sun, not too much of the burnt of the afternoon sun. Partial shade, it works particularly well. And of course, tea came from the camellias. Camellia sinensis was really the Chinese tea. Assamica, Camellia assamica is Assam. So that's where it originates from. But the beauty of it at this time of year is marvellous. There's so much spring colour. The secret is, if you're looking for a little bit of colour every month in your garden, go to a garden centre and buy a plant that's perennial, that's in flower at that moment. Plant it in your garden and you'll know next year it'll come out in flower. And if you do that every month, you'll have 12 months of colour. But spring is more important, because we've gone through the winter, the gardeners look bleak, and as it wakes up and we get these pops of beautiful colour, it uplifts the heart and nourishes the soul. Please, if you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel for more great content like this. And if you turn on your notifications, I'll let you know when the next video comes about.